ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿರೋದು. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಬಿದ್ ಅವರು ವೇದಿಕೆಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು. Few students who got into BMC on the merit quota, as during that period BMC was a private medical college. Dr. V. Chandrasekhar had a good fortune to be trained under eminent teachers during his MBBS course. He then went on to become a faculty in the Department of Anatomy and taught as lecturer in anatomy in various medical colleges in Karnataka and specifically in Bangalore Medical College in the years 67 to 76, 1979 to 83. And retired from Bangalore Medical College in 1994. A keen sportsman, he was the captain of the first batch of football and hockey teams in the BMC. A dramatist at heart, he was a part of troupe of dramatists from BMC, which dominated the theatre circle in Bangalore. He also took part in various cultural activities. Dr. V. Chandrasekhar was a good teacher and very dear to his students. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Physician, Dr. Abid, radiologist. ಸೌದಿ ಅರೇಬಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಕುಮಾರ್, ರೇಡಿಯಾಲಜಿ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಓದಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರನವರಿಂದ ನಾನು
ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮದು ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಮೊಟ್ಟ ಮೊದಲನೇ ಬ್ಯಾಚು ಭಾಷಣ ಮಾಡೋದು ಕೂಡ ಏನು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಮೊಟ್ಟ ಮೊದಲ ಲೆಕ್ಚರ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಪಾರ್ಸಾರ್ಥ್ ಅಂತ ಬಹಳ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಬೆಳೆಸ್ಬೋದು. ಅನೇಕ ವರ್ಷಗಳು ಅವರು ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು. ಒಂದು ವರ್ಷ ಹೀಗೆ ಅವರು ಒಂದು ಸಂದರ್ಭ ಒಂದು ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಸರ್ ಭಾಷಣ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೆ ಐ ಸಾರಿ ಬೇಗ ಸ್ಪೀಕ್ ಇನ್ ಆಲ್ ನನಗೆ ಆರ್ಟ್ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರು. ನನ್ನ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಭಾಷಣ ಮಾಡೋದು ಆರ್ಟ್ ದಾಖಲೆ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದು ಎರಡೇ ಮಾತು. ಒಂದು ಸುಮಾರು 40-40 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಹಿಂದೆ ಅನಾಟಮಿ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಇಂಥ ವಾತಾವರಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾರ್ಥಕವಾಯಿತು ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ. ಎರಡನೇದು ಇಂದು ಇವತ್ತು ನನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಅನೇಕ ವಂದನೆಗಳು, ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು.
ಗುರುವಂದನೆ ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸಿದ ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. ಹಾಗೆ ಅಶೋಕ್, ಆಬಿದ್, ಕುಮಾರ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ವಂದನೆಗಳು. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ್ ಅವರು, ನಾನು ಅವಾಗ PPC-ನಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೆ. BSc ಗ್ರಾಜುಯೇಟ್ ನಮಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು ಫಿಸಿಕ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಇದ್ದದ್ದು. ಇನ್ನು ಮಿಕ್ಕ ಹೊತ್ತೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ನಾಟಕ ಹಾಡು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ್ ಅವರೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೆಂಟರು. ಆವಾಗ ಒಲ್ಲಾಡಿ ಶೀಲ್ಡ್ ತುಂಬ ಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧಿಯಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಅಂತರ ಕಾಲೇಜು ನಾಟಕ ಸ್ಪರ್ಧೆ, ಅಂತರ ಕಾಲೇಜು ಭಾವಗೀತೆ ಸ್ಪರ್ಧೆಗಳು ಇತ್ತು. ಆ ಒಲ್ಲಾಡಿ ಶೀಲ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅವ್ರು ನನಗೆ ಗುರ್ತು ಸಿಗಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಸರ್, ಹೃದಯಗಳ ಡ್ರಾಮಾ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಬಂತು. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಹೃದಯಗಳ ಡ್ರಾಮಾ ಒಲ್ಲಾಡಿ ಶೀಲ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂತು, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೂ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಬಂತು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಅಂತರ ಕಾಲೇಜು ಭಾವಗೀತೆ ಸ್ಪರ್ಧೆ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಬಹುಶಃ ಅದು 72ನೇನೋ 73ನೇ ಇಸ್ವಿ. ಆ ಹಾಡುಗಳದ್ದು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ 3-4 ಹಾಡು ನಮ್ಮದು BMC-ಗೆ ಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧವಾಗಿದ್ದದ್ದು. ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಬಹುಶಃ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನಿರ್ಮಲಾಗೂ ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಇರಬೇಕೇನದು. ಶ್ರಾವಣ ಬಂತು, ಶ್ರಾವಣ ಬಂತು, ನಾಡಿಗೆ ಬಂತು ಬೇಡಿಗೆ ಬಂತು ಶ್ರಾವಣ. ಈ ಹಾಡು ಬಹಳ ಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧಿ ಆಯಿತು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ BMC ಇಸ್ ನೋನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಈ ಗೀತೆಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧವಾಗೋಗಿತ್ತು. ಇಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷಗಳಾದರೂ ಅದು ನಡೆದದ್ದು ನೆನ್ನೆ ಮೊನ್ನೆ ಹಾಗೆ ಇದೆ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ ಗೌಡ ಅವರು ವೇದಿಕೆಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ವಿನಂತಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ರಮಿತಾ ಅವರು ಅವರ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಕರ್ತಬೇಕು. ಅವರು ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ಆಗಿದ್ರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತಪ್ಪಾಗಲಾರ್ದು. ಅವರು ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಸಂಘದ ಕಾರ್ಯದರ್ಶಿ, BMC-ನಲ್ಲೇ ಅವರು ಮೆಟ್ರೋ ಆಗಿದ್ರು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಪ್ರತಿಭಾವಂತ ಲೇಖಕ, ಡ್ರಾಮಾಟಿಸ್ಟು, ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಡ್ರಾಮಾ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ ಪ್ರಸಿದ್ಧಿ. ಅವರು ತುಂಬ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಸಿಪೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವರು ಸಿನಿಮಾಗಳಲ್ಲೂ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. ಮೊದಲನೇ ಬ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆರಂಭ ಆಗಿದ್ದು ಆಗಸ್ಟ್ 6ನೇ ತಾರೀಕು 1955. ಮೊದಲನೇ ಬ್ಯಾಚು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ್ ಅವರು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ಗೆ ಎಂಟರ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. 100 ಜನ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊದಲನೇ ವರ್ಷ ಅನಾಟಮಿ ಪಾಸ್ ಆದವರು ಕೇವಲ 15 ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳು. ಅನಾಟಮಿ ಕಬ್ಬಿಣದ ಕಲೆ ಆಗಿತ್ತು ಆಗ. ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಫೈನಲ್ ಇಯರ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು ಕೇವಲ 8 ಜನ. ಫೈನಲ್ ಇಯರ್ ಮುಗಿಸಿ ಅವ್ರು ಈಚೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು 1960ನೇ ಇಸ್ವಿ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ರಮಿತಾ ಅವರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸಂಕ್ಷಿಪ್ತ ಪರಿಚಯ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Saroja, for giving me this opportunity. It is a privilege to introduce Dr. Srinivas Gowda to all of you. Dr. K. Srinivas Gowda is a distinguished alumnus from BNC who went on to do his master's in pathology from the same institution in 1974. He is a well-known teacher of pathology, revered by his students, and has taught in various medical colleges in Karnataka and specifically in BMC from 74 to 76. We remember you, sir, as a smiling, young and very approachable lecturer who put us at ease whenever we came to you with our silly queries. Administrative capabilities is his forte, and he distinguished himself as principal and then director of KIMS and also Saptagiri Medical College. The highlight of his career in medical education was when he became the registrar of Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences. In which post he gave yeoman service to the students in the medical field. A multifaceted personality, Dr. Srinivas Gowda was involved with theatre, wherein he directed a number of English plays for Bangalore Little Theatre and others. A keen sportsman, he wrote the sports column for Lankesh Patrike, and a number of his articles on sports, theatre and medical education were published in Deccan Herald and Indian Express too. He also translated Purna Chandra's Kategalu from Kannada to English. He has served as chairman of the Bangalore Turf Club and also Turf Association of India. He has been awarded the P.C. Roy Award from the IMA during his tenure as secretary of both Bangalore and Karnataka states of IMA, and brought glory to both branches as being the best in India during his tenure. His crowning glory was when he was instrumental in setting up the digital library and state-of-art skill center for our alumnus BMC. And he is continuing to do the good work as chairman of the Bangalore Medical College Development Trust. We wish you all the best, sir, and thank you for being with us today.
ಈಗ ಗುರುವಂದನೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ ರಮಿತಾ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಪ್ರಾಣೇಶ್ ವೇದಿಕೆಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಜಯಪ್ರಕಾಶ್, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ದೇವರಾಜ್. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ್ ಗೌಡ ಅವರು ನಾಲ್ಕು ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ.
All the students from 1971 batch started. My teachers, my colleague, my classmate also here, and my dear students. I really do not know what to say about our role in what you are today. Because it was Albert Einstein who always said, the only thing which comes in the way of my learning is education. Since we are credited with providing you with education, I don't know whether we actually helped you in the process of learning or whether we did not. So I have my own doubts about it, but at least probably if we did not come in the way of your learning, I think we did what we could and what we should have done. There are 2 or 3 things which I want to mention. The reason I became a teacher was because of the great teachers that we had at the time, starting from Dr. Adkeshwara, Dr. K. Krishnamurthy, Kalapa, Dr. Basavarajendra, Dr. Ramu, many others, Dr. Madhavrao in ophthalmology, Hassan in ophthalmology, so many of them. And one thing which I always remember, 2 or 3 things I remember is, I remember when during the exam, Adkeshwara's son was my classmate, Dr. A. Jayarajan, who used to be in Matas and now is in Hasmat. So one day when I asked him, how are you studying? He said, you should come and see my father. He studies till 2 o'clock to take the clinics the next day. I mean, it was a fact, but Adkeshwara was that kind of a teacher. And then we had Dr. Kalapa, who was a flamboyant, he was a big personality, he was a flamboyant man, flamboyant surgeon, and an outstanding teacher. The most outstanding teachers you will ever come across. And the greatest quality which I thought I learned from him was to say, I don't know. There are 2 instances. Once when he was teaching about Raynaud's disease and things like that, gangrene and things like that, when he said, what is the treatment? His clinics also used to be hugely attended. And I remember because the new edition of Bailey and Love had just come, and 2 of us, one of my classmates, Sudhir and I, in the same batch, we had read it. I remember telling him, try iodothyronine. Can be given as a manga. That was his favorite expression. And manga, yaar running here. I said, sir, it is in the new edition of Bailey and Love. I mean, he didn't bat an eyelid. He said, oh, I don't know, I have not read it. Has he given the rationale? He said, no, sir, it's in the footprint. That is a small print. He said, please read it up and come back and tell me next week. I will also try to read it up. That was one instance. Another is, forget, we at least quoted Bailey and Love. One day he was taking clinics in the outpatients and he was teaching about carcinoma of the cheek. And there was this senior student of mine called Srinivas Olla, who was also in the same batch. And when he was asked about the treatment, he said, sir, surgery followed by radiation, but before radiation we have to remove all the teeth. Again, he said, manga, yake. So he said, the tartar at the base of the teeth absorbs radiation, more radiation, and so he may come back with carcinoma of the gum. He said, who told you this? And to our shock, I mean, because those days, you had this famous student teacher thing. He said, KK Hedara, sir. KK was Dr. K. Krishnamurthy, head of the department, very respected head of the department of surgery. Again, Kalapa said, if KK has said it, it is correct. He said, I don't know, but if KK has said it, it is correct. You see, I mean, this is something which I learned from him, to say that you don't know if you don't know. You should not pretend that you know everything. We had wonderful teachers, Sampar, Seshadri, Ramarao, Ram Shetty, so many of them, it is because of them that I also ended up becoming a teacher. But at this point of time, when we are nearer the end rather than the beginning, I often wonder what is the sum total of my existence. We have done so many things. I have done this, I have done that, our alumni association, all kinds of things we are doing, but what is the sum total of our existence? Whether it made any difference to anyone, particularly your colleagues and your people whom you meet, whom you have influenced, or who have been your seniors, whom you meet and spend time with. What difference did your being make to anything, if it made any difference at all? That is the one thing which I think which bothers, at least I think about it. I don't want to say anything because I don't advise and all that. I think you have had enough. The only thing is I go back to my favorite thing now is our college is having its Diamond Jubilee celebrations in December. 25, 26, 27 December is what we have planned. I want all of you to attend that, register and attend that because there is a steering program. And also we are doing trying to establish a bone marrow registry which is completely free in the sense that we finance the HLA typing of all the donors, which is not done by any registry in India. Probably in half the world or 3/4 of the world it is not done. That's what we are trying to do, and we need lot of help, lot of volunteers, lot of help and lot of participation, and that will be the greatest thing probably that Bangalore Medical College alumni will leave to this country as a whole. It's not it's not an alumni project. It's a project for entire Bangalore, entire state, everything. If we succeed in that, that is to have a registry of 1 million donors, because that is the thing which requires to be called an internationally accepted one. Only 5 are there: China, Germany, US, UK. And if we get there, I don't know when we get there, but if we get there, that would have been the greatest contribution that all of you as students of Bangalore Medical College would have done to this country, and that will be the greatest satisfaction that you will got for your existence in this universe. Thank you very much for having called me here today. And I remember very fondly most of you, because between 1970 and 76, I was in Bangalore Medical, I was in the Department of Pathology, and there were great days, particularly with Dr. Bhargava, who was a great teacher, who taught all whatever administration I learned was from him. His approach to problems, his approach to patients, his approach to anything and everything is something which I learned from him, and I am ever grateful to that experience. And I remember most of you very fondly, and I know some of my students have done exceedingly well, and that is gives us great satisfaction. And thank you very much for having had me here today. Thank you. Let me remind you that, because that is one of the most hilarious things I have ever heard. Because that day, what happened was, we had one of these ministers who came, and he was never ending. I mean, I could see Dr. Das and everybody, fidgeting in their seats, because he went on and on and on and on. Finally, when it came to end, I had personally suggested that we should ask Dr. Das to reply on behalf of the recipients, not everybody. So the compeer said, now we request Das to say a few words. So Dr. Das came to the audience, and he was also fed up, I know, by then having sat there. He said, I have been asked to say a few words. I will tell you a very small story. You have these organizations, like Rotary, many organizations where they get experts to come and speak. I'm sure some of you know that, they call you this because they call tax experts to speak on tax, some chartered accountants, all kinds of things there. So I believe in one meeting they got supposedly an expert on sex. And that fellow went on and on and on. He would never stop. That is the man who introduced him. The man who was supposed to introduce this man, expert, He went on and on and on. And finally, that man was asked to speak. Everybody said, I was asked to say a few words. And that it gives me great pleasure and title.
ನೀವು ಕಾಳಪ್ಪ ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಬರೆಯುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಹೃದಯ ಸ್ಪರ್ಶಿ ಅದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೃದಯ ಅವರು ನೀವು ಅದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶ್ರೀನಿವಾಸ್ ಗೌಡ ಗುರುವಂದನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ